This is the story of the two frogs. Long ago in Japan, when that island nation was ruled from the great city of Kyoto by the great Mikado, there were two frogs. One frog lived in a stream in the city of Osaka by the seacoast. The other frog lived in a sculptured garden pond in the great capital city of Kyoto. One morning, the two frogs had the same thought. They each decided that the country of Japan was so beautiful that they wanted to see more of it. "I think I will travel to Kyoto," said the Osaka frog. "I have always wished to meet the Mikado, and perhaps I will." The Kyoto frog said, "I have long wished to see the waves of the ocean, and so I will travel to Osaka on the coast." Now, Osaka and Kyoto are two great cities that are not really that far apart, about 35 miles. A good day's walk for a man, but many days' hop for a frog. And so the two frogs set off on their journeys between the cities of Osaka and Kyoto. The Kyoto frog hopping south and the Osaka frog hopping north. They hopped and hopped for days until they each arrived at a mountain about midway along their journey. They each hopped up the sides of the mountain until they reached the summit, and there, to their great surprise, they found that they were each looking at another frog. They greeted each other with great surprise. "Hello, brother. Good day to you." Now they were curious, and so they decided that they would stop and rest and get acquainted. They each wanted to know who they were and where they were coming from. "Well," said one frog, "I am from Osaka and I am traveling to Kyoto. I hope to meet the Mikado himself." "And I am from Kyoto," said the other frog. "I am traveling to Osaka. I want to see the ocean waves and the great ships floating in the harbor." "How strange that we should both be traveling on such a long journey," said the Osaka frog. "Yes, it is too bad that we can't see into the distance and decide whether it's worth the trouble." "Well, here we are on the top of this high mountain," said the Osaka frog. "Perhaps if there was a way that we could stand up, we might be able to see our destinations." "I think we could do that," said the Kyoto frog. "If we were to stand up and hold on to each other, then we could see where we are going." "Very good," said the Osaka frog. "Let us try it." And so they did. The two frogs hopped close together until they were nose to nose. And then, stretching out their long back jumping legs, they stood up, as straight and tall as two frogs can stand. And then, holding on to each other with their shorter front legs, the two frogs peered over each other's shoulders into the distance. But they were almost immediately disappointed by what they saw. "Oh no," said the Kyoto frog. "Osaka is the exact same as Kyoto. I'm not sure I want to hop there. Too much work." "I too," said the Osaka frog, "am worried, for Kyoto looks just like Osaka, I think I will go home. Me too, said the Kyoto frog. For those silly creatures, in looking into the distance, they had not thought that while their noses pointed forward in the direction they were traveling, their eyes on the tops of their heads, as frogs' eyes are placed, were looking back in the direction from which they had come. Discouraged, disappointed, the two frogs let go of each other and flopped back down to the ground. They bid each other a sad farewell, and turning, both began to hop home, back down their side of the mountain, back to their city where they had come from. And for the rest of their days, those frogs thought that the two great cities of Osaka and Kyoto, as different as two cities could possibly be, were as alike as two peas in a pod.